What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show. Like, spread that to the rest of the world. You look at China, communist rule, that shit's terrible. The one advantage they have is right there. Because they have total control, they can have all their little kids watch fucking Einstein and science experiments and stuff and get excited about science and math, and our kids just look at titties, right? And that, think about that, though. Think about what that does across a population to the mind. And, like, obviously, you know, kids who are teenagers, they like that stuff. But if that's all they're watching, you know, and the younger kids as well, if that's all they're watching, they're just watching mindless stuff and going, boop, 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 boop. Whereas in China, they shut you off at 8:30. You're not allowed to access it again, and you're watching science and math. Yeah. What do you think's going to happen?
Right. There's a lot of merit to that, you know. I think it's really, how do you navigate that, right? On one hand, how do you, you're right, you know, we enjoy freedom, democracy, you know, on all those types of things. I don't want to be controlled. You know, for example, I mentioned digital currency, you know. To me, that will be the ultimate enslavement, and you won't even know you're being enslaved. You know, once you have digital currency, they can regulate everything you do, where you go, when you go, social credits, blah, 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 blah. But that's why I'm dead set against it. And I know a lot of very wealthy people that are dead set against it also, because they know now their wealth is going to be managed and controlled. It's going to be hard for them to do anything.
Now, that's a good thing. If the wealthy people, if you're right about that, your anecdotal experience with the different people you deal with, that's a good thing. You need the wealthy people to not be about that stuff.
Yeah. And so, but on the other hand, I just feel like, man, our society has so eroded, man, over the years to, I mean, look, I mean, we got school districts now saying, you don't have to have a passing grade to graduate.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
You know, what the, I mean, what is...
Yeah, you can't, you know, we're living in this world where it seems like everybody just doesn't want to make everyone else feel bad. And I'm with you. I don't like making people feel bad. I don't like being a dick to people or anything. But we're so afraid of hurting people's feelings that we're not, it feels like we're eliminating standards on stuff. Yeah. That's a problem. Yeah. That's a big problem.
Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody feels good. You know what? This is not something new either. This actually was one of the reasons I retired out of the Army in 2001. I remember I was working at the 3rd Special Forces Group headquarters. I was a group assistant ops NCO. So I had a little bit of admin time, and I was getting ready for retirement. And I remember at the time it was General Shinseki. He was Secretary of Defense. He came down to Fort Bragg. He went to a ceremony, USOC ceremony. He had all the Green Berets there. It was their event. They're all wearing Green Berets. And he was like, wow, look at all the Green Berets, you know. And right there he made the command decision that everybody in the Army will now wear black berets because it looks so cool. And then they were like, sir, the Rangers wear black berets. I don't care. Everybody gets black berets. Like, wow, the black beret is something you earn. The green beret is something. Actually, the green beret is was awarded to Special Forces by John F. Kennedy, right? So it's a presidential citation award. So you can't just take that away from SF. And so now all of a sudden everybody gets to wear a black beret because he thought, well, it will raise their self-esteem. I go, what a bunch of bullshit, you know? And they wore them like pizza hats. They didn't know how to wear black. And then now the Rangers were slighted. Now they got to go to a brown beret, you know? And then things like that just started setting in, right? Then they lowered all the standards. If you graduate, you didn't have to pass a physical fitness test to get out of basic training. And you could just show up, and it would be your squad leader, team sergeant, or platoon sergeant's job to get you in shape. Like, wow. And then it went a step further. I had a water team in Special Forces, right? We did water infiltration. And so if you're going to be on a water team, you probably should know how to swim, right? And so the rule came down, guys don't need to know how to swim anymore to get into Special Forces. Like, why was that, and who are we catering to, you know? So you're telling me a guy can show up on my team today, and tomorrow my team's got to do a real-world water mission, but, you know, this guy can't swim. What am I supposed to do with this guy? Yeah. You know? He's not combat ready. He's not mission ready. He's supposed to come to me ready to go. So all these things started happening even back then. Even so far as I remember one time, So it's illegal for you to put a military weapon in a privately owned vehicle, right? And so I had a new private. We had to draw weapons. We were going to do a parachute jump, so we had to go around the headquarters building and get him. He gets his weapon. I didn't know he did this. He took his gun and got into his truck and drove his truck around to the company area. By the time he showed up, I already got the phone calls. Hey, Private so-and-so got a weapon in a vehicle. And crap. That's a big deal in the military, by the way. So, crap, he's a new guy. He should have known better. Okay, whatever. So he shows up, and normally what you do is like, look, he's a new guy. He didn't know.
Chew him out.
Yeah, you chew his ass. You make him do a bunch of push-ups until you get tired, right? And so you're going to be dumb. I'll make you strong, Start pushing your way to China. Get going. Drop down there, soldier, right? And so, and I remember I did that because I could have been worse. I could have given him an Article 15. It really messed him up. And so I got him doing push-ups, and I had this girl there. She's an E5. She's she's an illustrator for us, right? She makes all the PowerPoint presentations. Ooh. And so, yeah, that was her specialty, right? It's like, wow, PowerPoint specialist, right? But anyway, I'm her boss. I got to put up with it, right? So whatever. I guess we all got a job. And she gets mad because I make them do push-ups. And I outrank her by quite a bit. She's an E5, I'm an E8. And she's like getting on my ass about that's wrong, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what army did you come from? Because this is what we do, especially in infantry. It's better to make a guy do push-ups than do something really stupid to the guy. I mean, he's learning. And well, anyways, that went sideways. And next thing you know, everybody's scared. At the chain of command, like, hey, Comstock, do something else. And I'm like, what? What am I supposed to do? And so I ended up. What I had to do? I made him go home for the weekend and write an essay on accountability and responsibility, right? Can you believe that? And he had to give it to me on Monday, And he couldn't even write, Poor guy. He wasn't too smart, I just realized, man, the Army is just starting to fall apart, And that's when I made the decision. I got to get out and do something else. It's not trending.
That's a long time ago, though, too.
Yeah.
It's not recently.
No, that's right. And I saw it. I saw it a long time ago. I saw the trending, and so I made the decision, let me move out. And this is not the Army I grew up in. This is not the Army I joined up to be a part of. And I can see how it's affecting everything from combat readiness to morale. It's not about war fighting anymore. It's about, political correctness and all this other crap that has nothing to do with it, going out and fighting, fixing it, and finishing the enemy,
Right.
And so, here we are.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.